Good morning, dreamers. Another beautiful God-given Friday morning out on the road making things happen. You know, lately I've been thinking about the difference of going from good to great. And, you know, so many people in this country are satisfied with good, and they're satisfied with being okay. And I'm not even going to say that that's okay, because I believe that we were endowed with the seeds of greatness from our Creator. And I don't believe that there was a price paid or a sacrifice made to be happy and satisfied with being okay. You know, I love the scripture that when Jesus said that, "In greater works than these shall you do also." And most people are not even attempting to do anything great. The enemy of greatness is average. I think it's when people finally come to a point in time in their life when just being good isn't good enough anymore. That, you know, when you get a hunger or a desire for greatness, and you know, it doesn't have to be in any one field, or it doesn't have to be in any one area. People, you can start right where you're at. Be the best at whatever you do, at whatever you're doing at that time. I talk about the scripture all the time. Whatsoever thy hand finds to do, do it with all thy might, or do it with thy might. People get settled into an area and begin to run on autopilot. And they just begin to, day after day after day after week after week after week after month after month after month, running on autopilot. You know, I've heard it said before that your income will never outgrow your self-image. Well, people try to justify that in saying, you know, that they don't need more income. I'm okay with I'm okay. I don't need anything more. Well, that's the most selfish thing I've ever heard in my life. Why does it have to be about what you need? Why does it have to be about what you want? Why can't you just make more money so that you can do more things for other people? What's wrong with that? What if you have the God-given talent and ability to do more and produce more income and to get more results? It doesn't have to be just for your gain. Quit thinking about you and think about what you can do with the talents and abilities you've been given to help others. You know, there's no shortage of people out there that need help. If you're able to, and you have the breath in your body and you can do more, do more. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. That's one of the most selfish statements I think I've ever heard, is people say, well, I'm happy with what I've got. Well, that's got nothing to do with it. It's all about you. This whole thing, this big ball of mud, isn't just about you. It isn't just about me. It's about what we can do with what we've been given to make a difference. I'm telling you, I hear people all the time, you know, life is about building memories. Oh, life is about building memories. No, life's about building a legacy. You know, in Proverbs it says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. I'm telling you, your children's children won't have a memory of you. They won't remember the things they won't remember a trip that you took to Disney World. They won't remember, a trip you took to the beach. But if you leave a legacy, not only will they remember you, but generations to come will remember you. Martin Luther King Jr. will be remembered forever because he chose not to just build his life and live his life just on building selfish memories, but in creating a legacy. And that's the difference between being good and being great. I heard a story the other day that kind of reminded me of this, and one of the things it has to do with, we got to understand sowing and reaping. As long as the earth shall remain, so shall seed time and harvest. And whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. If you're not willing to give up being good, you'll never move on to being great. So it's about sowing seeds and being willing to give up some things along the way. The story I heard the other day was about a little girl. She was looking at some earrings, and there were some pearl earrings, and you know, there were some imitation pearls, and she told her mother she wanted the earrings, and her mother said, well, I tell you, I'm not going to buy them for you, but what I can do is you can do some chores for me, you can do some chores for your grandmother, and you can earn the money and you can buy those earrings. And so the little girl worked for the next several weeks doing chores and trying to find everything she could do to make money. Finally made enough money, and her mother took her to the store and she bought the imitation pearl earrings. She was so happy and so proud. She came home and she wore them. She wore them every day, never took them out. And after about a week or so, her father came to her and asked her, said, do you love your earrings? You know, said, oh yes, Daddy, I love these earrings. He said, well, can I have them? She goes, no, Daddy. She said, I worked hard for these earrings. They're mine. I earned them. You know, so a week or so goes by, and he comes back in one night, bedtime, and says, do you still love your earrings? And she goes, yes, Daddy. She said, I love my earrings. He said, well, can I have them? She says, no. She said, they're mine. She said, I worked hard for these. I earned these, and I'm not going to give them away. Another week or so goes by, and the father goes into the room and says, do you still love your earrings? And she said, yes. He goes, can I have them? She goes, no, Daddy. She said, I told you, these are mine. I worked hard for them. I earned them. I'm not going to give them away. He says, okay. So the father goes back to the living room and sits down, and about 20 or 30 minutes later, the little girl comes in and she takes her earrings off and puts them in her father's hand, and she goes, Daddy, she goes, you know what? She goes, I was wrong. She goes, if you really want these, you can have them. So the father reached over and pulled a box out of his pocket and opened up the box, and it was a set of real pearl earrings. And he goes, these are for you. She goes, are they real? He goes, yes, they're real. She said, thank you so much. He said, you know what? He said, I've had these for you the entire time, but I couldn't give them to you until you were willing to give up the others that weren't real. So I challenge you, are you willing to give up a good life? Are you willing to risk a good life or being good for the chance to be great? Quick shout out to my boy Jeremy. Saw him over the other night. Jeremy, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for enjoying the videos. Go out, do something great today. Rise above mediocrity. Join the life of the living. See you on the other side.